Hello, Josh, Sam, and anyone else who's watching. Welcome back to Lviv and Let Die. Now, I am still employed. That's the main thing, as we're all excited to know about. We've had some mixed fortunes since the winter break, and you join us just as we are about to end the season. We have had some weird things, so we'll go through it. Right, so actually we've not done too badly since the winter break, really. We won and then lost, as you would have seen. We then beat Naftovik Ukronafta. We lost to Olympic Donetsk and then lost also to Arsenal Kiev. I think we were winning that game initially. It still takes, even with the new computer, it still takes a little bit of time to bring this up. No, yeah, so we were winning briefly. In fact, twice we were winning, and then they came and scored right at the end there. A bit of a shame. And then where was that? Yeah, so then we beat Tavaria 4-0 with a young man called Alexander Eremia scoring 4 goals. Let's click on him and see what club he plays for. Ah, yes, Zazar, the Azerbaijani team who bought him for £375,000 immediately after that game. The chairman accepted a bid for him, and he disappeared. So he got 2 goals in 4 games. 5 goals in 2 games, and then left. We then, after losing him, lost 5-0 to Krimteplitsia from Crimea, I guess. We then lost to Vorskla before going on a pretty decent little run, a 2-2 with Stal Alchevsk, who are top of the league and I think are probably going to win it. We then beat Niva 2-1, we beat Metallurg Donetsk 1-0, and then we just beat Titan Armyansk 3-0. So it means that we go into the last 2 games of the season against Skala and Stal, who have both been relegated already, in some fairly high spirits. The upshot of which means that we are in 7th position, 6 points to play for, meaning that potentially, on the very much of an outside potential, but potentially if we win both of our games, and I'm guessing we probably need to score a few goals, and Zirka, Tavaria, Bukovina and all these teams above us don't do that well, we could end up being promoted in this video, but it seems unlikely. At one point we were down in 11th and we were doing very badly, but we seem to have picked things up a little bit here. Very few draws, and it just means that we have made some progress. We've also, I don't know if you noticed, but on our many extra things you can see screen, we have signed some players for next season already. So Oleg Lapushenko, who just scored 2 in his last game for us, there is joining the relegated Skala Stri at the end of the season. We are bringing in Amiran Labadze, who is the central midfielder for Stal, who are the top of the league. So he's pretty good. He's coming in on a free transfer on the 1st of July. We're also bringing in Dmitry Nikiforov, who's going to have a name, I expect. He's a decent right winger who's had an excellent season for Zirka, and Anatoly Konstantinov, who is currently playing for Bukovina and who is also pretty good. So these players are coming in on frees. That should all be nice. Now let's play our final 2 games of the season and try and finish as high as we can as we go. Kamil Dullman is out injured and has been for a long little time now. Kornienko is going to come back in for Lapushenko. So it means we only have 2 fit strikers. Yeah, so Bogdanov is out for 5 days more, and Kamil Dullman will not see action again this season, which is a shame. He's been playing very well for most of it, but right now he's not playing at all, and that's because he's injured, as I just said. So we're going to play with this team. Lerpet the Butterman, I think I'm going to give him a new contract. I've offered a new contract to Zmayakin, and I've also offered a new contract to Outspoken Sergei. Galushkin, at least a couple of games ago when I checked, was the league high assist maker. I don't know if that's still the case, but he certainly was the player with the most assists in the league. He's also scored a few goals. I don't get why they're so weird with their... So I said this basically the same team talk all the time, and they just don't like it. But they did like it in the last games. It's weird. Anyway, these guys, I don't think I actually specifically mentioned it, but they are joint bottom, having scored very few goals but conceded slightly less. Actually, I'm not sure why though, but maybe they beat Stal Donetsk. Anyway, De Leon gives it to Galushkin. Galushkin's cross was cleared. Really, we should be winning these two games. These two teams are pretty poor. I think actually we drew with one of them. We've only drawn 4 games this season. I think we may have drawn with one of these two earlier on in the season. But luckily, we're almost certainly guaranteed a top 10 finish, which is good considering I think last season we came 13th. So we've made some progress. We've done what I promised to the board. And if we can now start to sort of bring in a little bit of money over the summer, bring in some good players, it clearly doesn't take very much more than what we currently have. Oh, Levchuk hits the ball over. It doesn't take very much more than we currently have to win promotion because we're only 10 points off of top. And we've had a fairly underwhelming season. Shalai scores. That's his 3rd goal in 3 games, I think. Puts us up to 5th, which is not bad at all. And we are still on for that promotion party. Zirka need to drop some points. Let's see who they are playing. I guess they're drawing. Yeah, they're drawing with Poltava, so we really need Poltava to get an unlikely win for us today. But yeah, I mean, look at this. We're 8 points behind the team who are winning the league, and we've had I genuinely was very upset with quite a lot of our results. So, outspoken Sergei scores. It's 2-0, and we are looking fairly comfortable here. It looks like Bukovina have scored, so we now need them to not do that. They are winning, yeah. Anyway, Galushkin gives it to outspoken Sergei, and we're 2-0 up, looking pretty good. And another win, 55 points in the season. That'll be enough. Sometimes that's probably enough to get promoted. So actually, we don't really need to do too much. What we need to do, crucially, is to replace the second centre-back spot, possibly get a new goalkeeper, and just get hold of a couple of strikers who actually consistently do well. So Kamil Dulman did pretty well. I think that Eremea fella probably would have been good if we'd been able to keep hold of him for longer than 2 games. But yeah, so he's gone, and it looks like Shalai and finally Levchuk has scored a goal. He scored 2, I think, in his last few games, which he hadn't done for the entire season. So if we can get these two scoring, they look like a pretty good partnership, possibly with Kamil Dolman. Oh, Levchuk. Possibly with Kamil Dolman supporting and another player brought in. It looks like we've got a pretty good squad set up for next season. We just need to bring in some good backup for a couple of positions because, for example, the central midfield positions, we seem to, even though we've got lots of foreigners playing there, we need some more Ukrainians basically to come in and be decent for us. And that should not be too much of a challenge. Oh, Yurchenko hits the ball over. Looks like Zirka are going to continue with their 0-0 drawing. De Leon, Galushkin, but Vert clears or catches hold of the ball. Bukovina are now 2-1 up, so Titan have tried. Oh, Levchuk gets tackled. Telegin to De Leon. It's a good effort from outspoken Sergei, but not quite. Poltava doing their bit to keep us in the promotion hunt. It would be disappointing to miss out by a couple of points, considering we had one dreadful run, and then we had a couple of. The dreadful run was in the first half of the season. I think we won the first couple of games and then went sort of 5 or 6 games without winning, and it clearly, just correct. Oh, Levchenko scores. Clearly, just correcting that for next season will be enough to push us on into the top division. Although I did look, and disconcertingly, it seems that quite a lot of the teams who get promoted struggled quite badly when they go up. So one of the teams in the top division this season was relegated with something like 19 points, and the other one is just they might have already been relegated now since last I checked, but they were only just able to sort of keep track with the worst teams, and the jump between 19 points, I think it was something like 34 points was where the other team was. So you need to get quite a lot of points to stay up. But the good thing would be that we would be able to sign just basically a buttload of Brazilians, all these foreigners, and then keep one Ukrainian for the Ukrainian Cup or whatever. Maybe there's another limit for players in that competition. Zurich still drawing 0-0, and we are absolutely dominating in this half. Very happy with that. course, he looks to switch off. Viktor Galushkin. Typical. But yeah, FC Lviv. Oh, it's a good ball through Reshetev, but Lerpak, the butterman, gets there. Outspoken Sergey, big ball up, but Peroditsky gets there first. Chernenko, Chopik, Borisov. Yeah, so come on, Zerka, drop the game. I mean, the thing is as well. So obviously, it would be ideal to get promoted this season, and I would never complain if we did manage to somehow do the impossible, right? But hit the post. Lerpak, the butterman, to De Leon. De Leon goes. He's not French. He's got a Spanish name, but whatever. Yeah, what was I going to say? If we did somehow manage to do it, I fear that we would not be. I fear that we would not be effective in that top division with the team that we currently have. Galushkin has scored in off the post. Was that a free kick? I wasn't actually looking. I got an SMS just as I got that. Yes, it was free kick. Strange. Oh, keeper tips it onto the post, but it goes in anyway. Lovely stuff. 4-0. We absolutely. But Zerka have scored. Levchuk. Galushkin crosses the ball to Outsoken Sergey. Maybe that's for the best. Are they 1-0 up? Yeah. Berdufi. Come on, Poltava. Oh, good save. And yeah, it looks like we're doing pretty well. There must be some other way that they're being... Oh, so actually maybe it wouldn't matter even if we did win both and Zerka lost, because I don't think goal difference is the thing that it primarily uses to separate teams. Oh, Zerka, why? Poltava. Useless. So we're down to 6th because it looks like Metalo Donetsk have also scored a goal in their game. Levchuk. Okay, so we're actually going to just make a substitute. Well, one of our... Do you remember we have 4? I remember we have 4. Drozdov's going to come on for De Leon. We're going to bring Perovic in, and I think we're going to give Hershey's 5-0 a game there, and we'll play Malafayev as well for the last 1 or 2 games that he'll play for us, because I'm not renewing his contract. He's useless. Borisov out to Litvin. Lerpak, the butterman, is outdone, and Borisov scores. So it's 4-1. I'm not sure. We have kept clean sheets this season, but we can only have kept 1 or 2. Yeah, our defensive record is pretty poor. You can see there we've conceded a lot more than most teams around us. There's 2 or 3 teams there but we have scored quite a lot of goals, weirdly, because it feels like we never do score. I don't know. Come on, Poltava have equalised. Yeah, so then the impossible dream does live on. Oh, wow. Well, that's a fluke. Anyway, okay, and our goal difference means that I think we're 1 worse off now, so that's no good than Zerka at least. So come on, let's grab another one. There's no need for us to continue to capitulate against the bottom place team, the second bottom place team in the league. Good effort from Galushkin, but smashed over the bar. Unfortunately, Poltava have done their bit. If Poltava could score again, potentially go 2-1 up. Malafayev out to Hershey's 5-0. Hershey's 5-0 to Drozdov. Drozdov tries to play it through but doesn't quite get there. Chernenko wins in the air, and they have got the bit between their teeth now suddenly. Perovic, these changes I made have obviously done something to wake up the boys in blue. That's an unnecessary save there from Zamyakin. 83 minutes. Peroditsky. Oh, for goodness sake, clear it, please, thank you. Litvin gets the ball again, has the opportunity to cross, but doesn't. Borisov scores. It's 4-3. Jesus. And yes, it looks like Tavaria have actually scored again, and now Tavaria are keeping us out of our beautiful, beautiful top place. Where are they? Can't even see them. Oh, they're winning 1-0. Okay, that's a shame. All right. Well, guys, if we could just please not capitulate and lose all of the points here. Galushkin. Oh, you could have just given it. Lerpak the butterman. Okay, Malafayev. It's not good. It's not very impressive. Galushkin. Kornienko hits the crossbar. Hershey's 5-0 is beaten in the air, and it's now another corner. Seems like we've tried to put our foot down again a bit more here. Hershey's 5-0 gives a foul away, irritatingly. Yurchenko to Shalai. Shalai gives the ball through to Levchuk, who loses out, but Malafayev also loses out. Litvin to Borisov. Oh, man, come on. Lurpak the butter, man. Shalai. Yes, go on. Oh, come on. What a bloody shambles this has been. Shalai gives it to Perovic. Drozdov. Oh, my God, they're defending for their lives, finally, after having been 4-0 down. Litvin. Oh, dear. And Staldonetska losing pretty comfortably, so that's fine. That sets us up nicely for our final game of the season. Does that mean we're going to win? No, we've still got a few seconds left. Borisov, Yurchenko, Litvin gone out for a corner. Ooh, and it looks like Tavaria have stolen that spot from us, unfortunately. Litvin crosses the ball. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, we won 4-3. The classic against the absolute second worst team in the league. Oh, yoy, come. Well, it's your own fault, lads. 4-3. Tavria have ruined our dream after Poltava did what they needed to do. Kozlov, the goat man. So Stal Alchevsk have won the league. Viktor Krienko, he's pretty good. He's all right. Now, let's just see. Paraguay have drawn. That's good. With Ukraine. That's less good. That was an absolute epic, it was. Dmitry Borisov, yeah, did weirdly good considering he's only scored 3 goals entire. No, he's shit. He's absolute fucking dreadful. I think, did he only score his... Yeah, I think he... Oh, he used to play for us. Piece of crap. Where's his form? Why are you not going to show me his goals in the last game? Oh, yeah, here you go. Yeah, so he basically scored all his goals there. Yeah, I do dislike Borisov. That's why I released him, because he's rubbish. Okay, so the transfer window has started. Tony Bond has announced the New England squad. Oh, what's his name? Oh, yeah, there you go. 18 assists by Viktor Galushkin is a new record. Westersupermare sacked their manager after coming 10th in the league. Swindon, I think, finished 2nd. We'll just go and have a check. Swindon finished 2nd, yeah. And who was in the Champions League final this year? It was Inter versus Real. So Swindon did not continue their dominance of the Champions League for the last few years. 'Tis a shame. 'Tis many a shame. Charlton, did they get promoted? Yes, they did. They were champions of the championship again. Good. Minsk manager. Stupid. Right, so now we play the worst team in the league. Arkasak Janoshka. Oh, Lech Poznan got relegated from the extra class there. Absolutely mad. They came absolute rock bottom. And I'll show you the league. You see the pathetic effort from Shlonsk after after the last sort of a billion years of domination. They came 6th. It was so bad. But yeah, look, Lech Poznan came bottom. That's pathetic. And yeah, Shlonsk, so they finished in the last, what's that, 20 years roughly? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So in the last 20 years, they've only won the league 3 times, and then they come 6th. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Derby have been promoted to the Championship. Swindon have released some youth players. Any of these any good? He's alright. We can't sign him though. Charles Tomlinson, Andy O'Donnell. Wouldn't even consider coming to Ukraine. And what about Evan Bevan? Oh, go on, Evan Bevan. Oh, it would have been brilliant. They're disappointed with the signing of Marat Shirayev. Yeah, well, he was only a backup player, so it's fine. So Nuva or Niva. See, because it's hard to say from the English, but from the Russian, it's Niva. It's definitely Niva. I would say that's more of an I in my translation from the Ukrainian. So yeah, let's continue on the chatty chats. I've just come back from holiday. It's been very nice. I am a little bit tanned. My hand is itchy because I've been bitten by something, and I had the itch to play as Catania because we went to Sicily and we stayed near Catania. But Topic wants to leave Swindon. Topic scored a ridiculous amount of goals. I don't know if it's just this. Look how good he is. Yeah, 12 goals, 18 in total this season. And Maciasek also wants to leave. Lviv's Pavlyuchenko looking for a way out. Yeah, well, he can go. Oh, does he actually play for us? Not really, no. Okay, so let's just offer him out now then. What's his asking price? So some Belarusian team wants him. Let's see if we can get some money for him. It's probably not likely, but you never know. Yeah, he signed a new deal. They are offering him out. Kadagaye. I mean, he's good, but I can't afford to pay you money for him, sorry. Axpeo Sergey Penn's new deal. Aldershot have been promoted to League One. Everyone has been relegated from the Polish First Division. So I found out that Catania and Palermo basically are both in the real life. Palermo are in the 4th division in Italy, and Catania in the 3rd. Whereas I feel like they're pretty good. They're pretty big clubs, but it seems like that's not the case anymore. Due to mismanagement and corruption-y things and money. Right, what's going on? Hayes and Yedding return to the fans. That League 2 stalwart. Okay, so we're actually high-flying now. And they haven't won for a long time. They beat us in the last game that we played against them. That's it. I don't have anything to say. Yep, and we will definitely be signing some new players. I am planning a spending spree, but only in terms of wages. I'm not spending any money on anyone. We've had the most red cards in the league as well, which is a concern, but I don't think we'll be replicating that next season. I think that next season we should be able to go up. I mean, it really does depend on the other good teams and the teams who come down and how much they actually keep their teams together, because it does make the league a little bit difficult when there's only 2 promotion spots and there's no playoffs. It's literally just the top 2 teams go up. But it is what it is, and it doesn't matter so much, really, I suppose. We just need to be as good as we possibly can be and aim to win it. Right, now here we go. Camel Dolman, having not played for quite a while, is still our top scorer in the league. Let's play Perovic. Can't bring any of these players in. Manyukan. Bad, but I'll bring him in anyway. So that's probably the team we're going to start with for the final game of the season. Yevgeny Ivanov can't play. Where is he? He's gone off to his international squad. Fine, out you go, fella. We'll bring in Dr. Javier. He hasn't played in a little while. Okay. Good. They've already been relegated. No one in our team even knows anything about them. Oh, for goodness sake. Why do you look to switch off? I don't understand what that really even means. They just sort of stop listening. Go out and beat them. Anyway, whatever. 53 points. Could we end up on the season end with 55 points? A decent return. A big increase on last season's number. Perovic to Lurpak the Butterman. Lurpak the Butterman to Shalai. Perovic now has a shot, but it was blocked. Oh, and it's Masha. Say hello.
Hello.
How you doing? Oh, it's a good goal. Lviv are winning, Masha.
Wow. Go
Wow. Not Swindon, Lvov.
Lvov.
Thanks, Masha. Masha, fully up to date there with everything that's going on. Perovic hits the bar, out to Shalai, who scores. Was that his 4th or the 5th of the season? I think it's his 4th of the season. Not bad at all, considering he only joined in the winter break and didn't really score before that. And look, everyone else is winning too, so that's a shame. But it looks like Bukovina are about to snatch that second promotion spot. Kornienko clears. I'm not a big fan of Kornienko, but I think we'll probably keep him. I think he's actually technically still in contract for next season, but he's not brilliant. He's quite often the one who makes the mistake that leads to the goal, or like the ball bounces off his arm. There was one thing where a player got round someone and then crossed in, it hit his arse and just rolled into the foot of one of their strikers who scored. It was quite disappointing. So we'll probably try and get rid of... Well, not get rid of him, keep him, because he's done all right. I think his average rating's up near 7, so you have to keep that in your mind when you're making decisions. But yeah, hopefully we should have some good changes for the next season. Not too many. I'm going to try and keep some of the good players together. Galushkin particularly, I mean, he's already tied down to his next year's at least with us. Galushkin to Perovic. Perovic hits the ball wide, disappointing, but we are 1-0 up. They're playing 4-4-2. We're up into 5th. Zerka really not doing very well these last couple of games. Tavria seem that they are going to carry on their good form of recent times by going up. But let's see. Yeah, Tavria beating Stalalchevsk. Oh, so actually they're beating the team at the top of the league, so that's quite a good result from them. Lerpak, the butterman from Telegin, out to Shalai. Shalai hits the ball over the bar. We are not as... There's a car outside. We are not as clinical as I'd like us to be. In fact, a couple of managers have commented that we really should stop trying to walk the ball into the back of the net and be a bit more incisive, which I completely agree with. You know, it is just the way it is. Sharko, what a bloody name. Great name. He must be probably the worst goalkeeper in the league, but still, Sharko. Actually, he's not, because Stree have conceded more so far. Who are Stree playing today? Are they likely going to win? No, they're already 2-0 down. Levchuk hits the ball wide, just round the bar. That's a shame. We are still 5th. There you go. 2 more wins would have promoted us. So not a bad season, especially considering we lost most of our quote unquote best players, or at least the foreign players during the winter break, but did make a lot of money for the club. Perovic smashes the ball wide. FC Lviv. Not a bad first season. Not a great first season, but not a bad first season. What is wrong with you all? I don't get it. Look to switch off. Lose focus. Weird. Anyway, Levchuk to Perovic, to Telegin, to Lerpak the Butterman. Lerpak the Butterman out to Outspook and Shergi. Shalai scores again. That must be his 5th of the season. Doesn't tell us. Cool. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. And we're above Metallurg Donetsk, who knocked us out of the Ukrainian Cup earlier on in the season, right at the beginning of the season. I think they quite handily knocked us out. Hopefully we can do a bit tasty in that competition next season as well. Oh, Zerka are now top. What's happened? Tavria have had the ball have had the season turned on their head. Who are they playing? Stalalchevsk have equalised, which means that Zerka are now going up. Zerka beating Helios Kharkiv 1-0. And unfortunately, we are still just 5th. But 5th is a good position for us. Aksionov heads the ball wide. Stal Donetsk. Be interesting to see who else comes out next season. They're pretty much a gimme, because the teams who come up are the sort of teams who only have 3 real players when they come up, and then they get given a bunch of absolute donkeys just to play, just to give them some players to actually fulfill their fixtures, and so they almost always just get relegated 100 times. It's like the Polish First Division was always the same 8 teams swapping the relegation spots for a while, until after they come up a few times they are able to populate their squads a bit better, make some signings just before they get relegated, and then that helps them eventually when they do come up and are able to sort of stay up. Cool. Good. Telegin, not a good player. I'm not a huge fan of his, but he has been doing well in the last little run, but then, I mean, everybody has. Right, let's make some changes. Let's bring on Dr. Jav. Actually, can we bring on Dr. Xavier? No. haven't got any flipping. We've only got foreigners. Drozdov, in you come, fella, for Perovic. Now we can bring on Dr. Xavier, and we can bring in Hershey's 5-0 as well. Okay. Hopefully this time this doesn't mess up all of our good work and they end up scoring 5 or whatever. Shalai gets the ball. Gives the ball out to Levchuk. Levchuk gives the ball to Shalai. Shalai through to Galushkin. Galushkin can just slot the ball home, but he doesn't. It's an unfortunate bit of football there. Zerka going up on goal difference. No, not even goal difference. Must be on head-to-head record, I guess. Hershey's 5-0 coming on. Right, 73 minutes, come on. 74 minutes, 77 minutes. Aksionov, Novotriasov, good names. Kramsov, Kornienko, good. Levchuk gives the ball to Galushkin. Galushkin, just big ball up. Dr. Xavier. Telegin, Dr. Xavier, another player I'm probably going to try and get rid of next season. He doesn't really seem to fit much into the team. Didn't play well. Gave the ball straight to Pavlov there for a goal for them, for example. All these things count against him, in my opinion. Stal Alchevsk. Are they now beating? No, they're still drawing. They did miss a penalty, though. Come on. Come on, FC Lviv. Stay. Don't lose these mugs again. 86 minutes. Novotriasov. It's not very interesting when you finish 5th in the Ukrainian second division, but next season hopefully we will be building on this platform. It's a platform, it's what it is. Oh, Kiselev. Come on, let's score one more and make them have conceded 80 goals this season. That'd just be fun. Telegin to Dr. Xavier. Dr. Xavier does try and cross it and in the process wins us a corner. Shalai is the man crossing it, gives it rubbish. We do have one more chance. Dr. Xavier, last chance of the season perhaps. Dr. Xavier goes through absolutely everybody, nobody gets there, and they spring a counter-attack? Oh, for goodness sake, man. Okay, good. Okay, well, we win the game. 2 unconvincing wins there against the 2 worst teams in the league. Well done, us. A good win. Some people looked sort of happy. Yeah, not a bad season in oh, Bukovina ended up winning. What happened? Zirka, Helios Kharkiv again getting involved in the title race by drawing with Zirka to mean that Bukovina have gone up. Where have they been up in the Premier League? Yeah, they've been up there 3 years ago. Okay, so that's the end of the season then, guys. That's the end of the season. Lviv's Pavlyuchenko is trying to get gone. He will. Boa are what? Who on earth are Boa? Why are they playing Ukraine? They're a second division Brazilian team, and the only game they've played is Ukraine. What? Never seen that before. I'm a talented manager now, apparently. We won 2-1 to end the season with, I think, a run of 5 or 6 wins in a row. Not bad at all. Let's just see what's going on here. We paid out £6,500 to our players for coming 5th. No, I had confidence. Well, that's not entirely true. Yeah, we've done really well. It was a pretty special way. He did end up with getting his 5th goal of the season. Yes, we would like to bring some more players into the squad. Right then, guys, I'll see you in the next season then. But just to look at the way things are, we finished 5th, which is a improvement of 8 places on last season. Last season they got 43 points. This season we got 55. So we increased by a lot. We don't need to increase by too much more to go up. In fact, we would have gone up if we'd won 2 more games. Although, in fact, if we'd won 2 more games, we'd have won more games than even the team that won the league won. So we just need to lose. We just need to improve our defence, basically. That's some confusing English there for you, but I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, the Ukrainian Premier League, Gaverla went down. So you need to win at least 10 games to stay up. Zoya, who I think were the champions of last season. Yeah, they came second last season. Let's just see. In the first division. Yeah, they came second. They finished on 63 points, and then they ended up getting relegated with absolutely no chance. But the other team that went up were okay. Was it Krivbaz? Who was it? Yeah, Krivbaz actually ended up doing pretty well. They came 10th, 9th. So, yeah. So, okay, maybe it's not as bad as all that. Odessa, the only club I've seen so far who still doesn't have a badge. I don't know why that is. But they did win the Ukrainian Cup a year ago or two. So, there we go. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next round of games, which will be at the beginning of next season. This is the... see that final little run there. If we'd only turned some of these games, like that one would have been, that was 92nd minute we conceded that, and I think the same thing happened in places like against this Tavria game. Yeah, late winner. So if we just kept a couple of clean sheets in some of these, or not clean sheets, but not losing out in the last little bit there, we'd have potentially even won promotion this season. So things look bright for us. Let's look how we can do it next season. See you later, guys. Bye.